Hello and welcome to Honey Badger Radio. My name is Alison Tiemann and I am with Hannah Wallen, and she's going to tell us about the topic that she's covering on this week's HBR talk. So, Hannah, what is it? What is your topic? And why are you subjecting us to it?
Why are we here?
Why are
No.
we here? Answer the
Oh,
questions.
I got a fun topic today. Usually this time of year, like it's November. November's just starting. We like to talk about the Movember initiative. And I mean, it's a great initiative. It started out a couple of guys just wanting to bring back the mustache, and they got inspired to fundraise for some men's health issues, starting out with testicular and prostate cancer. And over the years, it's expanded into a really wide initiative. They've gotten into a lot of different things. And last year we started to look at some potential problems with it being becoming a little more vulnerable to feminist infiltration, so to speak, because they got to talking about male suicide. And there were some concerns there just because of the whole men don't talk enough narrative. But it was good to see last year that they put the onus on people to talk to men and to listen and respond effectively. And they're still doing that. But I got to looking around this year, and there are feminists, there are women trying to co-opt this initiative.
Of course. I just listening to this and preparing myself for the other shoe to drop, because whenever we talk about Movember, inevitably we're end up talking about how feminists are trying to co-opt it to return the attention to women's issues. Do they ever consider, when they say that men don't talk about their problems, that part of the reason why is because whenever we bring attention to men's issues, feminist groups are there to try to bring attention back to women? I mean, you can only talk
Yeah.
about it's like, I don't know if you've ever had this experience. You've been with somebody who's sort of abusive, and every time you talk about something that is bothering you or has hurt you, or you feel like it's troubling you, and they make it into a competition.
Yeah. Oh,
They always have to have
I've
they
definitely
always
seen that.
have to have the worst experience. So no matter what, you never get a sense of sympathy because they always have to have it worse.
Yep, they always have to
And
have it worse, and it always has to be about how they have it worse.
yeah,
'Cause, like,
exactly.
I've seen discussion where, you say, "I have this problem," and, somebody says, "Oh, I can totally sympathize. I know just what you mean. I have something very similar. This is what helped me. Do you wanna try that?" That's one
Yeah,
thing.
that's different, yeah.
But it's another thing altogether to come along and say, "Well, but my toe hurts. My toe just drives me nuts." You're yes, you might be dying from cancer, but my toe won't even fit into my favorite shoes anymore because it hurts. And, I'm like, that's basically what's going on here. Um,
Yeah.
this is
Well,
they're co-opting for women's body hair issues. Now, women's body hair issues can be an issue. I mean, feminists can push for people to accept that if they want to. That's fine, but they don't need to co-opt this specific initiative to do that.
they don't that okay, I'm just sort of defeated by this. Okay, so instead of talking about men's testicular cancer or prostate cancer,
Or
we're gonna be
suicide.
talking or suicide or mental health issues, we're going to be talking about, I assume, shaming of women's body hair?
Yes. Yes, that is exactly the issue that they are writing over these actual deadly issues. So I've yet to meet the woman who died of body hair. I know some women who get very upset about other people's body hair, men and women, but I don't think I've ever met a woman who's actually died of body hair or of removing body hair. Either way.
Well, I mean, it's like it's almost that situation where you bring something up and then the abusive person has to reframe it around their pain because you can't possibly have a moment of being centered. And but then feminists go further and say, well, men don't talk about their issues and it's their fault.
Yeah.
Well, every time men talk about their issues, you redirect the attention back onto yourself and shame them for having even attempted to bring attention for their own issues. I mean, feminists have been after Movember since it started,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
trying to stop it or co-opt it. And they take no responsibility for the fact that if men are going to talk about their issues and the only response they ever get is to have them minimized or to be shamed for even bringing it up, or to have women's issues be reframed as more important, that itself is like a continuous abusive behavior.
Yep.
And it's astounding that they won't even recognize that is far more culpable for why men don't talk about their problems than anything like toxic masculinity, in which men don't talk about their problems because they are femophobes who hate women. They don't want to be seen like women because they have such contempt for women.
How can they talk about their problems if every time they do, somebody comes along and talks over them?
Exactly. And eventually you're going to learn that nobody wants to hear it. But what I think is happening, and feminists want men to know that nobody wants to hear it at the same time as they want men to know that they're to blame for not saying it. Even though the feminists are first in line, a man describes something that's bothering him, and the feminists are the first in line to slap him, call him a pussy, and drink from my male tears mug in front of him.
And then, you also hear that men not going to the doctor is toxic masculinity. But as soon as we have an initiative to remind men,
get men to
get
go to the
get men to
doctor.
do, you've got these checks that you can do for yourself, and you have, if you have these problems, you should actually talk to a professional. And at certain ages, you have to go have the torturous prostate exam that they make fun of on television all the time. And these are things that, like, just last month we were saying these same things about breast cancer, and nobody decided to make it about, I don't know, men's nasal hair issues, or I don't know what else. Like, men don't really have a whole lot of physical appearance things that they
Well, they're not
expect
really
other
allowed
people,
to.
that they expect other people to care how they feel about
Well,
their,
instead of about breast cancer, maybe we should talk about how men are pressured to have large muscles.
Yeah, there we go.
That makes perfect sense. Let's co-opt everything from one gender to the other, and then turn around and say, "Oh yeah, we care about the issues of the gender that we're co-opting." It's and I would
Develop
fine
noodle arms for breast cancer awareness.
noodle arms.
And
I would be
awareness of men's pressure to be big and strong and buff.
Yeah, I would be fine if feminists were just honest about their behavior, and they just said, "You know what? We don't care. We don't care about your issues. We don't care about equality. We're just about benefiting women in every conceivable circumstance." And if they were just honest about it, it would be such a step forward for them. But of course, if they were honest about it, I guess they wouldn't be able to use affected interest in equality to advance
That's
inequality.
right. And then
Yeah,
they
that's
would really
right.
be in trouble now, because now they're trying to change the narrative to say that they're intersectional, that they're not about equality for women, they're about equality for people who are discriminated against, and of course eventually that finds its way back to just being about women.
Exactly. It always finds its way back to just being about women.
Yeah.
That's it. It's like that should be its tagline, feminism. Yeah, we're pretty much just always about women.
So that's what we've got going on this week. The title is going to sort of be a little different. It's the three main female responses to Movember are too many, because there's three main responses. Some women are very supportive and have been very supportive. There have been women that have gotten involved in the initiative and done what they've been asked to do on the website, which is support a man who's growing a mustache, raise money by raising awareness of the site. There are now initiatives where you can go jogging for the money, and have people support you by the mile, like the March of Dimes does for the walking marathons and stuff. But and you can even host an event, so gatherings and stuff, although they may not be doing so many gatherings this year. So there's been women
Well,
that
yeah,
have done that.
obviously.
That's a good response.
That's
And
a
then
really good
there's
response.
the other two is to shame it or try to control it and take it over and manipulate it back to women. And so that's our 3 responses we're going to discuss.
Oh, that sounds awesome. That's good to include responses that are more honorable, shall we say, more reflective of being a steward of your fellow citizen
Yep,
rather than
and your
just a
social power.
parasite, and your social power. All right, so if you would like to hear more on the topic of Movember being a month dedicated to men's health issues, including testicular cancer, prostate cancer, and mental health issues like suicide, being co-opted by feminists in order to talk about women's body hair, because we know that is the pressing issue
Yes, much more
of our
important than
time.
life or death
Much
issues
more
like
important,
cancer and
just
suicide.
yeah, we got to talk about waxing and
Waning and
debilitating and
whining.
waxing and whining. All right, if you want to hear more, then go this way here and click the eye, and it'll take you to the stream. So have a lovely evening, morning, afternoon, my lovely specimens, and I hope to see you in the stream. Bye.
Bye.